Hello subscribers, and welcome to our little subscription video where we'll present the 2 coffees that you're going to get this time around. And this month we have some very exciting coffees for you. We have 2 bags from Planadas in Colombia.
Yes.
Which Peter Ebdrup here is joining me to tell a little bit more about that coffee.
Yeah.
And then you'll also get a bag of fresh crop Kieni from Kenya. This time the AA version of that one. But let's start with the Planadas,
Yeah,
Peter.
sure. Yeah, Planadas is a small city in the region of Tolima, which is the area where we buy all the organic products that we have from Colombia. This specific lot of coffee is a mixture from different farmers. So in Colombia, most farmers are in associations, smallholder farmers who create their own product all the way down to the drying stage, and then they collect it together at a dry mill where they then distribute from. So they have a kind of a shared distribution to customers like us. What we've created this time around is actually a collection of 9 farmers who has gone together and created this, we can call it a coffee collective association in a way, where they make sure that the amounts that we need is maintained in that association with that specific organic certification. So we always make sure that we have enough for you guys and for our wholesale customers.
Excellent. Yes, because this is an exclusive that we don't usually have. It's not on the menu in the coffee shops.
No.
It's subscribers and a few select wholesale customers are lucky enough to get this one.
Exactly.
How does what do you look for actually in terms of flavor when you're looking for this particular lot?
When you collect coffees from different farmers who grow different varieties, who grow at different altitudes and stuff, one of our big partners, Caravella in Colombia, make sure that they actually find coffees that are similar. So when you blend the coffees together as just one, it's the same flavor that goes through. So usually it's the same varieties such as Colombia, Caturra, a bit of Tavi.
And they're very happy about Caturra varieties in this organization as well.
Very happy.
Very proud about it.
They really promote it.
Yeah.
And one of the specific things about Caturra in this region is that it's sweet and clean, and it produces a high volume on the trees. So the farmers get some value for the work they put in, but also the coffee itself has that clean structure that we're looking for. We want clean, balanced cup with a slight fruity acidity, but just very, very, very sweet and creamy. And Caturra is the variety for us down there, for sure. Yeah.
Excellent. The second coffee you're getting is from Kieni, which you also received from last month. The difference now is that last month you got the AB, so that's the slightly smaller bean size. Whereas this time around, you're getting the AA, which are the largest beans available if you discard the actual elephant beans, which are like kind of a defect that it's like swollen up. In terms of flavor, this year was quite a surprise for me because the AB was actually cupping incredibly well. The AA, to put it simply, I feel just has a little bit more of everything. It has a little bit more body, a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more acidity, and the aromas are a little bit more present. It kind of like just cranked it up a notch on the amplifier. Also a great way of enjoying Kenyan coffee, I feel, is on espresso. And we actually are lucky enough to have one here, so let's give that a taste. Pretty good.
I have to agree. I think one of the great things is that a lot of the times when you get these fresh and fruity espressos, it has this acidity, it has this vibrant flavors, you kind of lose a little bit of the body. And of course it's not like a heavy espresso, but it's super oily, and I think that's one of the things I love the most about the Kieni espresso is that it has that oily structure that really lingers and kind of sticks to your tongue, along with these very vibrant, fruity, acidic flavors on top of it, which is
super aromatic. I think it's a fun example of what espresso can be if you're not just looking for that kind of typical full-bodied, sweet and round, kind of smooth espresso. This one, it is sort of, I wouldn't say smooth, but it is oily, as you say. But it's the aromas that does it for me.
I agree.
It's like the very best of what you can have aromatic-wise in an espresso. It's just like keeps lingering, like you're getting like fruit tones and berry notes that just keeps like working.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you add a bit of milk to it as well, you kind of get that dessert.
Yeah, we talked about this last time as well with the AB, how it's like that milkshakey kind of feeling, and which I personally love a lot.
Me too. It's my favorite coffee for sure.
But Peter, maybe you can show us a little bit on the espresso machine, give a few tips. Feel like it'd be nice to give the espresso subscribers some tips on how to make the most of these coffees at home?
Sure. So a few pointers for these two specific espressos is you have one that's very balanced and sweet, and you have another one that has a little bit more kind of fruit and acidity. So depending on what you want out of your espressos, there's a few different things you can do with the way that you brew it, and specifically kind of with time and with your grind size. So let's start with the Kieni espresso. So if you go to our webpage, you can see like a full kind of recipe walkthrough of how we brew our specific espressos. And it always starts with about 19 grams of coffee. So grind that out. And make sure you weigh it out. It's a very good idea with espresso to be very specific with your measurements. So here we got a little bit under, so I'm just going to add a bit more. So that's set, the 19 grams. We always distribute, which is another one of the pointers that you should always go through. Make sure that's an even layer of espresso in your portafilter. 19 grams. A nice even tamp. There we go. And then we're ready. Flush out your machine. Make sure that the group head is nice and warm. And then add your portafilter. So we have a weight or scale, that's in the machine. But you can use all kinds of other small scales, whatever you have at home. But it's a good idea to measure time and weight on your espresso. So here we're brewing the Kieni espresso. The Kieni espresso is very acidic, very light, and very fruity. So if you like to accentuate that, get a lot of that out, and if you like these really strong and acidic espressos, running it a little faster and a little shorter will help you. But what I really like about this espresso, like me and Klaus also talked about, is the aromas. So to get those out, it's nice to give the coffee, let's say, a little bit more space to work with. So a little bit more water through, run it a little bit longer. So run it around the 30-second mark and run it around 40 grams of finished product in your espresso. I think with 19 grams of ground coffee, it gives you a really nice aromatic, smooth espresso that also gets out some of that sweetness that's really predominant in the Kenyan espresso. So let's taste it. So this was 27 seconds and 40 grams. Klaus, you want to taste this? There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers. For me, this is really nice, but I'm also a little bit of an acid head, no pun intended. So I really like these citric, sharp flavors, but it still has that oily feel to it. It's not too tight in the flavors, but I would probably run it a bit longer if I was to get the full time out of it, or the full flavor out of the coffee. That was the Kieni espresso. 19 grams of ground coffee for around 28 to 30 seconds of brew time, and then 40 grams out. That gives you a nice complex cup. For the Planadas, however, I like to accentuate more the sweetness and the balance. So for that, I like the water to run through a little faster. That's just my preference. If you run it at around 26 to 27 seconds and get around 38 grams out, that will give you a very nice balanced cup. It has the bitterness to carry all the fruit and the sweetness that you get out of that particular coffee. I hope you enjoy the coffees. Thank you for watching. For more specific brew guides, please go to our website and check out our tutorial videos there. Remember to always taste everything that you brew. Everybody has different preferences, and just note down the details. That way you get the most out of these coffees as you possibly can. Please enjoy at home and have fun. See you later.